Here with head coach Anna Nimz as the Lady Demons wrap up the regular season on this Saturday against the Southeastern before we head off to postseason and the tournament and all that sort of stuff, which we might talk about a little bit, but we'll still have another week before that happens. But Coach, talk to me about this week. A little bit different setup. No game on Thursday. Maybe a little bit of a break, opportunity to refresh and kind of get some more legs under us, maybe with maybe a day or two off this week.
Yeah, we went ahead and we did a lot of refresher courses on Monday and Tuesday. Went all the way back to preseason basics, 5-on-0, lots and lots of getting up and down, but rather more so discussing just timing, spacing, cuts, angles, just to try to get that, like I said, as a refresher. Went ahead and took Wednesday off, gave them a day to get their legs. We wanted them to focus on their homework, obviously leading into next week when we plan on being gone for the duration, prayerfully. And so just let it be more of a mental day, a focus day on Wednesday. Went pretty well, pretty hard on Monday, Tuesday. Watched film, but not so much on ourselves as we watched films on, just some high major teams that play really well against zones and just ultimately discussing just the composure and consistency. And it's not always about speed and whatnot. It's just about being able to think the game. And so just took a very different approach to this week. And then now that we're moving into later in the week, it's going to be definitely SLU focused, NSU focused, and how not to what happened last time.
Yeah, let's talk about Saturday real quick. Coming off the big win, a lot of great things from Thursday against Nichols, and just that, and we've talked about it several times over the past few weeks, those 10-minute or 8-minute or whatever amount of time parts of the game that have hurt us. Unfortunately, it was that first quarter against New Orleans, and otherwise, great second, third, fourth. All of it was good except for that little bit of piece against to start the game.
Yeah, I'm sure our fans consider us kind of like a heartbreak team. They're ready to jump on board. I know we had a couple gentlemen that don't typically come to the women's game. They caught the end of the Nichols game and then showed up for the entire thing against UNO, and I'm sure they'll show back up for the fourth quarter of SLU's game. But we're getting there, and I think we talk a lot about consistency and poise, and always having to go back for myself that we have an entirely new team, and so we're still getting used to playing with one another. It's not an excuse, but it is something that definitely has that means something. But we got to show up. We have to show up, and that's where we lack that maturity and poise and just genuine understanding that wins are hard. Wins are very hard, no matter how good or how bad you are. Wins are very hard to come by at this level, really at any level. And so you have to come out ready to go. And so the UNO game was disappointing, but I'll tell you, 0, 14, and 5 just came out gunning. And it just took way too long for our girls to decide to play. And that's what it came down to. We just showed up, zero energy. You would have thought we were the team that had to go into overtime on Thursday, and we weren't. And it's something we just continue to stress and discuss, and and just prayerfully we're catching fire, and we have to make those acknowledgments. And we talked about that on Monday. If you're not learning, if you're not choosing to learn and grow from our mistakes, then you can't be very successful, and that's just in life. You have to acknowledge where we went wrong. You got to acknowledge where we went right and how you can build forward or build from that. And until that all happens, we're going to be that heartbreak team.
Well, when things did start get going in that game on Thursday or Saturday, we saw a lot of what we like to see. Obviously, CP with 23 points for the second straight game. Alicia with 15 and 9 in that game. Jordan Todd, another big performance round. And they're just pieces of what we're building on. But how important have they been over the past few weeks? I know we've talked about Alicia a lot, but how important have they been the past few weeks and also going into Saturday's game?
It's big because, again, the first time we played against SLU, we didn't have, we were incredibly undersized there in that bottom area of the zone. But I would say I feel like we kind of came out timid. They were number one at the time, and I feel like we came out pretty reserved, pretty timid, when we came out to play them. So I'm more so hoping that with the additional pieces, not only do we match up better with them, but that this late in the season that we're hungry. And no matter who steps in the gym on Saturday, that it's about us showing up. We got to get to that first, where we start showing up consistently. But I think obviously with the bigger pieces and more pieces, and then those pieces now having mixed in, and we've probably had 4 or 5 games where we finally had almost everybody. Obviously still missing Carmela Dean, which is just killer, but I think just collectively as a group, as a program, they're getting better every game, and so that's the main focus. But yeah, we're excited to have a few more pieces heading into this game instead of like the last one.
And it's like we talked about, it's a building thing, working towards not only Saturday but next week and next year and all the down the road. So what do you want to see in this last regular season game that lets you know that building is still happening?
Genuine fight for 40 minutes. I don't expect it to be perfect basketball, but our lulls are happening because our energy dips, our focus dips, our poise dips, and we're this far into the season that we've got to show up. You got to show up for 40 minutes and play with intense pressure and intense passion. Can't do anything, and we said that in the locker room. I said you can't do anything successful in life without positive energy. Whether it's basketball, whether it's your 8 to 5 job, whether it's coaching. If you show up lackluster, that's the end product. So I think as a coaching staff, sometimes we sit back and it's tough. What team's going to show up? And right now, when we show up, this team could be top 3. And when we don't show up, we'll be bottom 3, and that's exactly where we're at right now. So our building for this upcoming Saturday is, like I said, I just want them to come in and show out. Whether that means we win or not, that's just is what it is. But true growth is going to see them putting together 40 minutes of all-out effort. And how that ends, I'll be okay with.
All right. Thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you. Borkum.